welcome to today's meet at CQ Arena. We are so excited that you could join us, and we look forward to hearing you cheer loudly from your seats. Follow along our social media pages and make sure that you tag us on Instagram and Twitter. We love seeing your pictures and interacting with you. We appreciate your support, and thank you for attending today's meet. Let's go, Tigers!
And now, let's meet tonight's gymnasts. First, for Eastern Michigan, a senior from Edison, New Jersey, Shannon Gregory. A junior from Union City, Indiana, Michaela Stuckey. A freshman from Plymouth, Michigan, Ella Shamati. A senior from Bickley, Michigan, Tara Roberts. A senior from St. Louis, Michigan, Callie Martin. A junior from Hudson, Ohio, Molly Paris. A senior from Orland Park, Illinois, Caitlin Sattler. A sophomore from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, Raisa Morris. A sophomore from Frisco, Texas, Jordan Jankowski. A junior from Carmel, Indiana, Patty Crossan. A sophomore from Birmingham, Alabama, Anna Grace Rucola. A junior from Holland, Michigan, Haley Vanderbeek. Assistant coaches are Sam Higgins and Danielle Weber. The head coach of the Eagles is Katie Minnesota. Now for Long Island. A junior from Midland, Ontario, Canada, Nika Takagi. A sophomore from Simi Valley, California, Riley Goldberg. A junior from Stony Brook, New York, Amanda Luz. A sophomore from Palmyra, Pennsylvania, Cale Bixler. A sophomore from Loganville, Georgia, Jalea Bedminster. A sophomore from Melbourne, Australia, Talia Polino. A sophomore from Dublin, Ohio, Lauren Miller. A freshman from Baytown, Texas, Carson Foster. A sophomore from Rincon, Georgia, Taylor Dope. A freshman from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, Ilka Schultz. A sophomore from Zeppelin, Netherlands, Mara Tita Soleil. A freshman from Loveland, Colorado, Tara Sanchez. A sophomore from Belleville, Illinois, Regan Jones. A sophomore from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Ella Barrington. A freshman from Denver, Colorado, Madison Bradley. A junior from Kanow, Kauai, Hawaii, Katie Koopman. A sophomore from Cumming, Georgia, Ella Castellanos. A sophomore from Markham, Ontario, Canada, Alana Ricketts. Assistant coaches are Lauren Marina and Haley Mosette. Head coach of the Sharks is Randy Lane. And now for Temple. A junior from Waldorf, Maryland, Rena Castrense. A junior from Lumberton, New Jersey, Juliana Rowland. A freshman from Abingdon, Maryland, Anna Hill. A sophomore from Smithtown, New York, Renee Schunkman. A sophomore from Maple Valley, Washington, Brooke Donabedian. A sophomore from Mattawa, New Jersey, Mackenzie Onresta. A freshman from Waterford, Connecticut, Madison DeRunda. A freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina, Sarah Stalling. A senior from Newington, Connecticut, Caitlin Gray. A grad student from Haymarket, Virginia, Tori Edwards. A junior from Gainesville, Florida, Madison Brooks. A freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina, Hannah Stalling. A grad student from Cincinnati, Ohio, Faith Leary. A freshman from Tawnytown, Maryland, Summer Rusky. A sophomore from Beaufort, Georgia, Serena Whalen. Assistant coaches are Rachel Page and Kirsten Sokolowski and head coach Josh Wilson. junior from Norwell, Massachusetts, Jenna Weeks. A senior from St. Augustine, Florida, Emerson Hurst. A sophomore from Marvin, North Carolina, Cassidy Stewart. A junior from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Amy Stewart. A freshman from Bartlett, Illinois, Stephanie Picasso. A sophomore from Quebec, Canada, Amanda Ancelli. A freshman from Lincoln Park, New Jersey, Mia Davis. A sophomore from Hudson, New Hampshire, Grace Valancourt. A junior from Phoenix, Arizona, Camille Victor. A freshman from Summerlin, Texas, Clara Hall. A sophomore from Orlando, Florida, Mackenzie Butler. A junior from Point Rocks, Maryland, Lauren Bowman. A junior from Carmel, Indiana, Paige Casper. A freshman from Medford, New Jersey, Alicia Olentay. A sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana, Sarah Giroux. A sophomore from Long Beach, Ohio, Nikki Borkowski. A freshman from Fairfax Station, Virginia, Elise Tisler. And a freshman from Apex, North Carolina, Lauren Keener. Student manager, Jasmine Kaufman. Volunteer assistant coaches, Kristen Callahan. Assistant coaches, Natalie Starr. And Tigers head coach, Jay Ramirez. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please stand. Remove your hats for the playing of Lift Every Voice, followed by the Star Spangled Banner, performed by Randy Moran.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes
Good evening and welcome to the Towson Sports Network. My name is Ben Rosenbaum, joined alongside by Zoe Packard and Tandy Knight. And for those of you wondering, where's Amy Phillips? Well, it's her birthday today, so we gave her the night off, and a very happy birthday to Amy Phillips. But we have business to attend to here inside CQ Arena. And Tandy, Zoe, last time out for the Tigers, a very, very solid performance, finishing with a team score of 196.4, record high, or program high on the beam as a team. Your takeaways from the last time out for the Tigers?
Well, I actually wasn't able to be here on Wednesday due to work, couldn't leave early enough to get up here. Wednesday is a weird day to have a meet, but I think we should have more Wednesday meets after seeing that performance. I actually watched the broadcast, first time I've ever done that live, and I was blown away. Just event after event, routine after routine. These ladies were just putting it out there, and the confidence that was coming out of them, I think they're finally recognizing how good they really are, and that this season, they're just going to bring it.
Yeah, Zoe, you were here. You saw, you got to see it in person. That beam segment, or that beam rotation for the Tigers, I mean, that is as good as we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. A 4.9.4, led by Emerson's Hurst 9.925. I mean, they were dialed in on that beam that night.
Yeah, it was really exciting to watch, especially after bars wasn't bad, but it wasn't their best event. So to see them come back and really go after it and be so confident with their beam rotation was really nice to see. And then, of course, finishing with another 49 on floor, you really couldn't beat that.
And I have to be honest, I didn't think Towson could pull off a 49 on 4 this season. Their floor is very good, but I wasn't sure that they could kind of average that 9.8 throughout the entire event. And so I was shocked and surprised, but very happy to see they can do this.
Our first 4-minute touch is underway. Towson will start off on vault. LIU will be on the beam. Eastern Michigan on the floor. And, of course, that leaves the Temple Owls on the bars. And for those of you who, this might be your first time tuning into a TSM broadcast, obviously 4 teams here tonight. We will show each Towson routine, and we will do our best to cover the other 3 as best as we can. Taking a look at the vault now for the Tigers. Camille Vitoff was the high performer for the Tigers. She came in first in the meet the other night. How have they done so far this season in your eyes, Tandy, on the vault?
They've been very consistent. On Wednesday, their landings were very good. A lot of almost stuck to stuck landings. That's what you want to see. But we need to up the difficulty. We're doing all 995 vaults, and we know we have 2 or 3 10-0 vaults in there somewhere. I'm sure Jay is strategically planning on when to introduce those into the season, and I hope it's soon.
And as we prepare for our first rotation, the Tigers, this will now be this score now gives them, it's for regionals. Tonight, they satisfy the schedule requirement, and as they look to build and try to get back to NCAAs, Tandy, you've obviously been there. What's important for the Tigers to keep in mind is now everything is kind of going towards that score.
I think the ladies just need to remember, just go out and do your job. Let's not actually worry about scores. Go out and do the routines you know you can do, the routines that you're doing in practice every day, the routines that you've been doing in competition, and you'll get the scores you need to keep moving. As you can see, we have continually moved up every meet. I'd love to see them do that here again tonight.
And Zoe, for you, obviously we've mentioned they had a great night on the beam. How does that play in mentally now as you head into, and it's a quick turnaround, it was just 2 nights ago. How does that weigh on them mentally now? Like, okay, either, there's the pressure that like, oh my God, we did so well last time, or is it just, hey, I know I can do this? How do they kind of fight that mental battle tonight?
Yeah, I really think that it's going to just build their confidence. I don't think they're going to take it as a pressure thing. I think they're really going to be like, you know what, we can do that, and we can do that under pressure, and we can do it on a Wednesday. If you can do it on a Wednesday, I'm sure you can do it on a Friday. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing that week after week. I have high expectations now. Now that they've done it, I expect it.
But I think they can handle the expectation.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're ready for it. I think honestly, I think a lot of it's being led by these freshmen. These freshmen have come out and just been consistent, positive, confident, and I love it. I'm not saying that the upperclassmen aren't being great leaders. They are, but I've been super impressed with the freshmen so far this season.
And that's something Coach Ramirez mentioned to us last year, that the freshmen that they brought in last year, and it was going to be a continued trend, that it was going to breed competition within the gym. And all it does, and it's nothing, it's no animosity, it's pushing everyone to be the best they can be, and we're seeing that. I mean, and not only are the freshmen pushing the upperclassmen, the freshmen are getting into the lineup.
Yeah, they're in a lot of the lineup, and they're scoring really well. They seem to be honest, a lot of people say the transition to NCAA can be very challenging for the freshmen coming in. I haven't seen that affect the freshmen at Towson at all. They're just like, we're here to do a job, and we're going to do it. It's been great to see. Really impressive.
And Clara Hong is one of those freshmen that has really has shined early on. What have you seen from her, either of you? What impresses you about Clara?
She's just so calm. Everything she does is just done so well, but without, it doesn't seem rushed. She never seems nervous. She just comes up, does her thing, and then she kind of just goes about her business. And that's what, it's so great to have someone like that on your team, because you can always count on them, and it's never dramatic, it's never rushed or hectic. It's just, I'm gonna go up and do an E-level pass on floor, no big deal.
Just walk out of
I
it.
love that. I love it.
We will see a freshman on the vault in this lineup. Mia Davis will be third, and Jenna Wheats will start us off for Towson. On the bars for Temple will be Hannah Stallings. On the beam on the floor for Eastern Michigan will be Anna Grace McCullough, and on the beam for LIU will be Katie Koopman. And there's a look at Jenna Wheats. She's ready to go, and we are well underway here inside CQ.
Oh!
It's a good start.
That's how you start off vault. Jenna has been very consistent on vault. She has a nice dynamic vault that's clean in the air, and all we've been waiting for is that stick, and there it was. That is going to set the tone for the rest of this event for Towson.
So a strong start for Jenna Wheats on the vault, heading over to floor now with Anna Grace McCullough.
And Eastern Michigan, it's the first time here in CQ. I've been looking at their scores, kind of going through what they've done this season. I'd say they're very comparable to Towson, as is Temple. This is going to be a real, I think, nail-biter of a meet tonight to see who finishes on top. Eastern Michigan super strong on beam. This is going to be the battle of the beam event tonight, I think, between Towson and Eastern Michigan.
And it was I missed the score. It's hard to see. We're straight on the line with it.
Looks like we got one judge flashing a 9.9. The other one was a 9.85.
Nikki Borkowski up next on the vault for the Tigers. Anna Grace McCullough just finishing up on the floor routine. Excuse me, that was actually Molly Paris for Eastern Michigan. I was looking at the wrong lineup card. As Borkowski still waiting the go-ahead.
The judges need to warm up a little too
Yes.
here. Here we go.
And here comes Borkowski now.
Another great vault. Slight hop on the landing. So Jenna's landing was a little bit better, but great amplitude off the vault, nice and clean in the air. Nikki's one of our seniors, been vaulting all 4 years, doing a great job, and she does it here again tonight.
That was Nikki Borkowski. Head over, take another look at Nikki's vault.
You see here, nice amplitude and distance, and just really the slightest of hops, a tenth, maybe even a half a tenth only on that.
Hannah Stallings on the bars for Temple, if we can get a look over there. Mia Davis, the freshman we mentioned, will be next. And actually now we're in a standstill, no one going at the moment.
How does that happen?
It'll be Mia Davis next. There's a look at the freshman. And Here comes Mia Davis.
Wow. Oh, she took almost that same exact step, I think, on Wednesday. Great amplitude and block off of the vaulting table. She actually, from where I was sitting, hit the corner of the springboard. It looked a little off, but she pulled it around.
Yeah,
She has enough power to do that.
Yeah.
And this is LIU on beam. What I love about this program, this is only their second season. I love schools that are adding gymnastics to their athletic programs. It's very rare. Clemson will be adding a gymnastics program too, and it's just so nice to see. Unfortunately, a fall on a side aerial there.
I have to admit, I've seen a couple of LIU's meets this year, and they have improved so much from last year.
They're going to be building this program, and I think they're going to be contenders. And now we're back with Eastern Michigan on floor.
It is Raja Boris.
Double tuck. Little bobble on the landing.
Here is Tisler for the Tigers.
Wow. There's another freshman. Her vault actually rose. It's like she went off and then went up to another level. The power on that was just great. Again, hop on the landing, and we're getting at the point in the season where we've really got to start focusing on those landings, because those half tenths and tenths are going to add up. We lost a meet this year by 1/4 of a tenth. And that's what it's, coming down to. I know for postseason we're looking at scores and not win-loss records, but in my book, I love beating people too. So.
And Tisler, another freshman in this Tiger lineup for Jay Ramirez.
And at the beginning of the season, vault wasn't our best event. It wasn't anything bad. It was just very average, but they've really stepped it up, and I've started to see the Yurchenko folds really pop off the table and get the height, and now it's really just the landings.
When you're going to do vaults that aren't valued from a 10, you need to do them perfectly, because you've got to maximize that score. And like you said, Zoe, I have seen that change from the first couple of meets.
This is Lauren Bolin.
Oh, so close to that stick. Beautiful form in the air. And again, the height off of the table, the distance. These ladies are doing their job on vault tonight.
We do have a handful of scores for vault. Jenna Wheats a 9.875. Borkowski a 9.825. Davis a 9.825. Tisler a 9.8.
Great scores.
For Temple on the bars, Hannah Stallings with a 9.7. Caitlin Gray a 9.075. And Sarah Stallings with a 9.7. Camille Vitoff ready to go as we head over to LIU on beam.
Oh, and a nice triple series. A little low on the landing, bent her knees, but nice and solid.
This is the final Tiger on vault.
Whoa, she did it! That came out of nowhere. So Yurchenko 1.5, that's a 10-0 vault. Cami competed it last year. We knew she could do it. And I guess Jay felt tonight was the night, and that was beautiful. Landed with her chest straight up, little hop. It is a blind landing, so that's a tricky one to stick. And that was bars for Temple. A little low on the landing on the double flyaway there, step forward.
Bolin received a 9.85 on her vault. So that'll do it for the Tigers, or actually we might get an exhibition here. We don't have one written down.
No.
I think we're done.
And no, so yeah, let's move over. So we are done on the vault with the Tigers. Solid start for Towson. We'll keep an eye to see what Vidoff received. And actually, it looks like it is a 9.875 for Vidoff. And a little bit of a standstill, nothing going on here. Towson will move over to bars next. Head over to beam with LIU.
Not a single score below a 9-8 on vault for Towson.
That's probably a first.
Yeah,
It's gotta
probably.
be. If we're dropping a 9.8, that's not bad.
I'll take it.
And if we could just get a couple more of those 10-0 vaults in there, I think it's worth the risk. I know sometimes you want to play it safe. We're looking for good scores, solid scores, but other times I think you got to push the envelope, set the standard for years to come. We're building a program. You know, you've got to push the envelope.
And I have to admit, the energy in CQ tonight is electric.
It is
I'm having
awesome.
a hard time just like sitting down right now.
And we might have a top vault score for the Tigers here as we still await Vidoff. The high this year, or program, yeah, the program high on vault was a 4.925 set last year, February 26, 2021. And we
Looks like we tied it.
tied it, 4.925.
Yeah.
So it ties the program high. So, I mean, we talked about getting out to a solid start, and Tigers have done so here tonight.
They did that, yeah. And that's exactly what they did on Wednesday as well. So I'll take that repeat performance with a little bit better bars.
Yes.
We head over to the beam now for LIU. Still no
Pretty split jump with a ring. That's very difficult. You have to take your eyes off of the beam. Here's her series, flip-flop layout. Little balance check. Cat leap to side aerial. Oh, good save. She was way off on that. She could have just let it go, and she didn't. And that's what you want to see. Another little balance check. Very nice extension on her jumps and her leaps. Over on bars with Temple. So Temple was the team of last year in the conference. I kind of feel like they came out of nowhere and were just breaking program records, winning meets, ended up winning the conference. Very nice dismount there. Made it to regionals, unfortunately weren't able to participate due to COVID, but really an amazing season for Temple.
over to the floor with Eastern Michigan.
I'm a little partial to Eastern Michigan's leotards because green is my favorite color. They're very pretty. Although I don't think I'd want to wear a green leotard. One and a half, oh, to a front tuck. It was probably supposed to be a layout. She over-rotated the 1.5, but she pulled it out. She could have landed that right on her bottom and didn't, so good for her. Front 1.5 to a split jump. Nice dramatic ending.
It looks like Temple is done on the bars. See if we get any scores in. So scores are in for Temple on the bars. Hannah Stallings 9.7, Caitlin Gray 9.075, Sarah Stallings also a 9.7, Waylon with a 9.65, Brooks with a 9.65, and Castrance with a 9.775. So Temple with a 4.8.475. Slowly scores coming in for floor. Molly Paris with a 9.775, Boris with a 9.55, and McCullough with a 8.95. I believe I overheard she stepped out at one point. Roberts just finished up. No scores yet in from the beam with LIU. As we await the judges here.
I think when Zoe and I looked up, Eastern Michigan won their conference also last year. So as I said earlier, between Temple, Towson, and Eastern Michigan, this is going to be a really strong competition, I think. Very pretty extension and lines.
We talked a little bit about this on Wednesday too, but just how hard it is to start off on beam, especially in a quad. When you have everyone, it's so loud in here tonight.
So loud.
The energy's crazy, and you almost have to like bring it all back down and just focus on every skill you're doing.
Yeah, and she just unfortunately fell on a very pretty front aerial, setting up for her series. Layout, very nice. And beam is kind of the make or break event sometimes, I feel, and especially when you start on beam and you have some struggles. Very pretty switch into a split jump. We'll see that later, two Towson gymnasts that do that same combination. But it's so hard, and sometimes it just sets your tone. What you want to see is the ladies from LIU just saying, okay, beam's done, and we're ready to move on, have 3 great events. Setting up for her dismount, flip-flop, tucked 1.5, little step to the side.
Oh, and another step out, meanwhile,
and a big
on the
step
floor
out of
for
bounds,
Eastern
yeah,
Michigan.
for Eastern Michigan.
Shannon Gregory on the floor for the Eagles.
She's still smiling, though. I love that. I'm sure she's still going to fight for every 10. One and a half front layout. Very nice control on that. There's our last pass, double tuck. Oh! She had it, and her knees just kind of buckled a little on her, I think.
That is
A couple big steps, so
Shannon
quite a
Gregory.
few deductions on landings in that routine, unfortunately, but it was a great performance.
Prior to her, Carolyn Roberts with a 9.7. And again, Eastern Michigan already with a step out from McCullough.
And that's at least a 10th deduction after they average out the score.
I believe we're gonna, if we see LIU on beam, we'll see a round off layout step out as a mount.
That was my mount from back in the day. That's why she's so far back, I can't even see her. That used to be the biggest problem when I went into gyms that had no runway. Lovely, beautiful, such a difficult mount. You don't really see that in NCAA. People just want to get on the beam as easy as possible. This girl's a beamer though. Triple series. I mean, she's basically done. She might as well just dismount at this point. Oh, and a beautiful arabesque turn.
I believe this is Ilka Juff for the Sharks.
Switch into a split leap. Nice form and toe point. Has the confidence, you can tell. That's pretty, a TikTok. She's bringing some old school stuff in here. Wow, what a unique dismount. Flip-flop full into a full. Amazing.
And she probably didn't even need all of that difficulty,
No,
which
she
makes it even
didn't,
better.
But she did it with ease, so why not do it? If you're gonna do it that well, do it.
Head over to Michaela Stuckey now for the Eagles on the
Got
floor.
a really fun floor routine going on her. She actually, I don't know if you guys realize, started out with Eye of the Tiger. Not sure you should do that in the Tiger Den, but okay. But a fun floor routine. She's having a great time out there. It's like an 80s mix. 1.5 to front layout, little under rotated. And she did something she shouldn't have done. I'm not gonna say what. Now we've got some Prince. This is a great floor mix. It's bringing me back to my glory days, I guess I should say. There's probably a lot of people here that have no idea what these songs are. Ends with a double pike, very nice. Fun routine.
All right. And that will do it for us in the opening rotation. Score still slowly coming in. We do know Towson has tied a program high on the vault with a 4.925. Temple with a 4.8475 on the bars. LIU as of right now stands at a 47.55 and waiting on one more score for Eastern Michigan. So we'll step aside here on the Towson Sports Network. Tigers on the bars when we come back. And welcome back to the Towson Sports Network. Ben Rosenbaum, Zoe Packard, Tandy Knight here inside CQ Arena. And after the first rotation, the Tigers with a lead. Again, a program high on the vault, 4.925 for Towson. In second is Temple with 4.8475, followed by LIU's 4.8375, and then Eastern Michigan finishing with a 4.8 flat after the floor. And here in our second rotation, you see Towson on the bars. LIU will be on the floor, Temple on the beam, and Eastern Michigan on the vault.
And bars has been an event that Towson's struggled a little bit with this season. On Wednesday, we had to count a 9.675, I believe, so really hoping to get rid of that. But really, especially after vault, when you had such a big rotation to come out, you almost have to remind your team to just take a deep breath and do what you know how to do. You don't need to do anything special. Just do the bar routine that you can do. Take it one routine at a time.
Yep. Switch gears. Just focus on that. Bars is a little more of a finesse event, not a power event like vault. You need to take your time, find your rhythm. They have the difficulty. It's just consistency at this point for them on vault. If they hit all their routines, it's a 49-plus event easily for them.
Keener will start us off on bars for the Tigers. Hannah Grace McCullough will start on vault for Eastern Michigan. Barrington on the floor for LIU, and Shugman for Temple on the beam. But this is Keener, another freshman for Jay Ramirez.
Beautiful handstand to start. Nice release straight over to the low bar. Setting up for a blindfold to a double tuck. And, I thought she was gonna have it.
She's got to learn how to do that little scooty thing where when you start to lose it, you just turn and address the judges, and you're like, yeah, it's a stick.
A really great start.
Beautiful. And another freshman again. She hits those handstands almost every time.
Another look at Keener there on the dismount.
She did stick that on Wednesday, so we know she can.
Oh, yeah.
Clara
She's so
Hong
clean.
will be next.
And there's something about, she's about 5'7". There's something about taller gymnasts on bars. It just has such beautiful line. She swings with such just evenness.
This
really
is
pretty
Shugman on the beam for Temple. Score coming in for Keener is a 9.775 for the freshman Keener.
And a round off 1.5 dismount for Temple. Slight hop on the landing. Clean routine otherwise.
Here is Clara Hong now, back-to-back freshman.
Beautiful handstand to start. Nice tight Jaeger there. Beautiful shoot over. She struggled just a little bit with this dismount on Wednesday. Oh, stayed on her feet, but a pretty significant step, which pretty much exactly what she did on Wednesday.
I feel like she's holding on a little too long. As you saw, she was traveling back into the bar, which you don't want. Her knee might have even gone down. Let's hope the judges didn't notice that, because if it did, that's at least a 3/10 deduction there, plus the step.
We are mixing up the bar lineup a little bit today. On Wednesday, we had sophomore Amanda Petticelli in, but today we are switching it up a little bit.
Also, I don't think we've had a floor routine even begin yet for LIU. So,
I think you're correct.
yes, judges are talking. Meanwhile, no one going. Let's look at Callie Harden.
It's possible they're looking at a routine from the previous rotation from Eastern Michigan. I feel like they're pulling up videos. I'm seeing some people looking at computers.
Well, so I believe that's the social team for LIU. But this is Harden.
Yurchenko full, hop on the landing for Eastern Michigan.
Sarah Giroux.
A little leg separation.
Yeah, on that Ginger. Hitting the handstands, though.
Beautiful shoot over to the low bar. Tad short on that last handstand. Huge forward and a stuck landing.
There we go.
Great bar routine for the
Sarah has
sophomore.
bounced in and out of the lineup on bars from last season. This season only doing exhibition. I think it was just a matter of consistency for her because she clearly has a nice, difficult routine. And I'm hoping this will give her that little boost that just lets her know you can do this and do it well. Very clean routine.
That was Giroux. This is Ruski for Temple on the beam.
Front crossover.
We are off and running on the floor.
Switch side, a little off on that. Beautiful height on it, though.
Vidoff ready to go. Missed the score.
Dismount, flip-flop, 1.5 with a stuck landing. Very nice.
Ooh, Vidoff, or excuse me, no, never mind. So this is Vidoff now on the bars.
Beautiful release to start off. She connects her major release on the high bar straight into an overshoot to the low bar, which gives you more bonus and kind of shortens the routine up a little bit. And beautiful full and another stuck landing. Great way to bounce back from Clara's bar routine. And Clara's bar routine was so pretty, just the step on the landing, and I do believe she got a 9.6 something around there. So they're gonna wanna look to drop that score. 9.65.
Yes, so scores we have for bars right now, 9.775 for Keener, Hong a 9.65 as Zoe mentioned, Giroux a 9.825. So far on vault, the scores we have for Eastern Michigan, it's a pair of 9.8s from Chamati and McCullough. This is Paris, or excuse me, Roberts.
Looks like Cammie got a 9.85 for her last bar routine.
Another Yurchenko full, stuck landing.
Grace Valancourt on the bars.
Say a little short on that handstand if we're being picky. Nice straddle. Jaeger straight over to the low bar. Caught a little close there. Might get a small deduction for the bent elbows.
She could have let that go, though, so super impressive that she pulled through that.
Huge double layout with a small hop on
Small
the
hop. She peeled a little early off of that, but super clean. I will have to say, every bar team that has gone up, even if they've had some little mistakes here or there with the release mover connection, they are clean. Form looks beautiful. Triple full on floor, that is awesome. It's another skill you don't see a lot anymore. I used to do that too.
Koopman
Not very well though.
for the Sharks. And we are ready to go over on bars with Makasu. Actually, no, still waiting. 9.75 for Valancourt on the bars. Makasu, the third freshman in this bars lineup.
Two and a half punch front,
Step
out of
out.
bounds. So that will be a 10th deduction.
Mounting up on the high bar. Beautiful release move. Oh, she just floats in the air when she does that. It's so pretty. And Steph has been in and out of the lineup due to some minor injuries here and there, but I'm really happy to see her back here. Then blind full into a tuck double. And a tuck landing!
That's the routine she's been waiting to hit all season. And she has hit some beautiful bar routines. But I think she feels really good about that one.
Take another look at Makasu on the dismount.
Well above that high bar. Oh, I love her
She loved
reaction
it, yeah.
too.
She had a good one the other night too. A lot of fist pumping.
Oh, I just can't get over the freshmen. Their attitude towards competing, they come out and fight, and they honestly don't even look like freshmen to me. I don't know how they do it, but it's amazing.
And we've said it. It's a confidence just around the team, and it's become contagious for Jay Ramirez's club. And
well, and I
it's
think
solid all the way
Jay
around.
and Ashley have been very strategic in their recruiting. Bars was one of our weakest events for a couple seasons. Now all of a sudden we've got 3 freshmen in the lineup because he was recruiting hard on bars. And ladies that were clean, that had the difficulty, and that can perform under pressure. And you're seeing him slowly build that on every event. It's just so great to see.
This is an exhibition. Amy Stewart. Nothing else going on right now is in a holding pattern, and so we'll take a look at the exhibition from Stewart.
Beautiful pike taker. A little far there, but she pulled it off. Amy was a staple in the bar lineup last year, but I think that just shows the fact that we have so many athletes we can pull from if anything were to happen. And with everything going on with COVID and everything, you kind of need that in your back pocket.
I mean,
beautiful routine.
If Amy is your backup bar team, look at that. It's beautiful. And she has, what, a whole season of competing behind her on bars every meet.
Yep.
You know, it's a great thing to have. Depth on every event is so important in this sport, especially with COVID, as you just said. You never know when someone's going to have to go out, or 2, the gymnasts that are roommates, 1 test positive, they're both out.
That's a good point.
You could lose half a team if someone tests positive.
On the beam with Temple, Castrance.
Flip-flop layout. Solid. Switch into a standing, layout step out. Off right from the start, unfortunately. Hips were completely out of line. Aerial into a full, nice duck landing.
Just a bit of a holding pattern again at the moment. Worth noting, LIU had another step out during their floor routine. So the floor proving to be tricky so far through 2 rotations. Eastern Michigan with some struggles as well.
I have to admit, though, what I love about LIU is they are not holding back on the difficulty. There's a lot of teams in the NCAA just want a clear, nice and easy routine, but LIU's going for those difficult passes. Like you said, a triple full.
Yeah,
there are very few people who do that.
To look at Castrance, she'll be up next on the beam for Temple.
And I think with a program, a brand new program like LIU is, you have nothing to lose. Go for it. You're going to be the underdog in almost every meet you go to. And sometimes that is a great position to be in because you can just literally put it all out there on the floor. I mean, I'm impressed with their difficulty. Where they need to improve is they're not as clean and they're not as consistent. We saw some falls on beam. We're seeing a lot of out of bounds and stumbling on landings on floor. But that's just a matter of more reps in the gym, more time together as a team, and more time competing.
We've talked about this before. When you have a slowdown like this with the judging and you're waiting to go, and you know, whether it was a good routine in front of you just now or a tough routine, what's the mental game there? What do you have to do to kind of stay locked in and not get pulled?
Which can be hard to do in
Sure.
some of the bigger arenas.
Sure.
I mean, it's not uncommon. It happens quite a bit. These ladies have practiced this, I hope, the waiting in between. I think, especially for Towson, I can say they are very connected, and the chemistry of that team, they're over there chit-chatting. I mean, they could be chit-chatting about what they want to do later tonight. They kind of just try and take their mind off of it. And then as soon as it's time to go over for that touch on beam, they're going to be locked back in. Oh, good fight on that. Big deduction, but a great fight. Split to a switch half, very pretty, nice extension. Floor in the background of this as well. Double pike, big double pike to finish, and a round off double full dismount off beam. Difficult dismount, you don't see that very much. Not enough extension on that last leap there. Just looked a little tired, I think. Had some very dynamic tumbling, though.
That was Castrins for Temple. Juliana Rowland will close things out for the Owls. So far, the beam scores we have for Temple, 9.775 from Strugman, Ruski with a 9.725, a 9.575 from Donna Bedian, and then Hannah Stallings with a 9.15.
Bit of a rough start for Temple on beam, but yet again, I'd rather, especially I'm sure they would also rather this happen now, get it out early-ish in the season, and then, I mean, Temple had a rough start last year and ended up winning Eagles, so I would not count them out by any means.
Yeah, it seemed about a little over halfway through the season, all of a sudden there was Temple. And prior to that, I don't know if anyone was really paying attention. They were just quietly building, and then they came in with like a loud hoot, I guess, as owls would do, a screeching owl maybe, to let everyone know they were there, and then the rest of the season they just cleaned up. So maybe that's their strategy. They're psyching us all out.
I mean, it worked last year, so.
We await Rowland here for Temple. Regan Jones is up next for LIU on the floor.
Judging on floor and beam is a little slow tonight.
A little slow tonight.
And those are the two events you don't want it to be slow on since they're longer events. Front double full, that is an E level. Difficult tumbling pass. One and a half front layout. And over on beam, really pretty series for Temple.
Roland off on the beam,
Yeah,
drop.
that was unfortunate. She started off so clean. I'm sure that was just something that should never happen, but today it did. You seem a little off on beam today. Fun floor team for LIU.
Amanda Liu will be up next on the floor.
Dismount, round off 1.5, hop on the landing. It's such a clean, pretty routine. It's unfortunate that fall on a simple skill that she probably can do in her sleep.
'We'll have one last floor routine here for LIU. Amanda Liu. I believe it'll be an exhibition for Temple.
I would really love to see Temple bounce back and have a really great floor rotation for their next rotation, because from here on out, every routine is going to count.
Yeah.
And when you have a rough rotation like that, as a team, you have to pull together, kind of forget what happened, learn from it, and then move on and have a good rest of your meet.
Exactly. And they can do it. In fact, floor is probably one of their stronger events, at least from last year it sure was. They throw some big skills, difficult skills.
I believe we have Liu starting on floor.
Oh, pretty double layout, just floated. Little low chest on the landing, but as a judge, I wouldn't deduct that. If a college gymnast wants to throw a double layout, I'm going to give you credit. It's very unique music and choreography. And just like attitude,
Oh,
I'm
I
loving
love it.
right? She's having fun, her team's having fun. This is great. Needs to point her toes on that. The extension was beautiful, but flexed feet. Front to double tuck. Oh no. That is such a difficult pass on your last pass. I felt like she was taking some big breaths right before she was going, and I was worried she was running out of energy. She just under-rotated that double tuck, had to put her hands down. That will be at least a 3/10 deduction. Oh, too bad. Great routine other than that. And we're back on beam. Cat leap into a switch side.
We are hitting that point in the season where I believe this is week 5 or 6 for these teams, and if you're like Towson, we've had 3 meets in the past week.
I know.
Fatigue is going to start playing a factor for a lot of these teams. Traveling takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Most students are back in the classroom.
Yeah.
So really, that fatigue aspect and which teams can handle it and which teams can't is going to become a huge factor.
But that's part of the sport. You could be the most talented gymnast out there, nice stick on that dismount. But if you can't make it through a season, doesn't really matter, does it?
Right, exactly.
At this point, it's all about staying healthy, staying injury-free, and keeping up your endurance and getting through safely. And some of these gymnasts, we don't know what's happened. She could have been out with COVID for 2 weeks and just got back in the gym this week. So she is going to be, we just don't know what's happening. Like you said, travel could be affecting it. The weather today is awful here.
Yes.
It's making me tired. There's so many factors that go into it, but that is part of the sport. You've got to be strong enough to get through the season.
You can see Temple's head coach really bringing them together as a team.
Yeah. It's time for that little heart-to-heart moment.
All right, that will do it for the second rotation. We come back. Towson will see if they can match the other night on the beam when we come back here on the Towson Sports Network. Welcome back to the Towson Sports Network. Ben Rosenbaum, Zoe Packard, and Tandy Knight. Taking a look at the scores through 2 rotations. Towson still leads with a 9.8275, followed by Eastern Michigan with a 9.715. LIU in the 3rd position right now, 9.6375, and Temple with a 9.6125. Towson on the beam, LIU on vault, Temple on floor, and Eastern Michigan on the bars as we get set to start here. Leading things off, and again, this was a very good bars rotation for the Tigers last time out. A program high on the beam, a 4.94 as a team. Lauren Bolin will start things off. For Eastern Michigan on bars, it'll be Boris. On the floor for Temple will be Shugman, and on the vault will be Koopman for LIU. LIU with a change in their vault lineup. Kira Sanchez is in, Alana Ricketts is out. This is Boris.
Nice Jaeger to overshoot some form breaks, leg separation. Full in, stuck landing. Chest was down a little bit on that dismount, but a great start for Eastern Michigan on bars.
Lauren Bolin still going through a little bit of a warm-up over there. Getting some final instructions from assistant coach Ashley Sauer. This is Shugman on the floor for Temple.
1.5 to a front full.
Here is Bolin.
Kick-off layout, solid, great form. Cat lead to a front crossover, right into a beat jump. Great connection.
Lauren had a few uncharacteristic bobbles on Wednesday, and so far, this is much better.
Good dance series. Setting up for a dismount. Beautiful. I feel like right from the start, I hate always saying it though. I like to wait till they finish, but she just looked on and confident tonight.
One more look at the dismount from Bolin.
I mean, we're talking very few deductions here. No deductions on any like bobbles or little breaks there. Maybe a couple form deductions, but solid routine as usual from Lauren Bolin, also known as Old Faithful.
Lauren Keener will be next on the beam, but meanwhile, look over at LIU on the vault. Lauren Miller. Here comes Lauren Miller.
Yurchenko full. She hit really far back on the springboard and back far on the table. Had to really pike down, big hop on the landing. Compared to a lot of the other Yurchenko fulls we've seen tonight, which has been a lot. It's the most popular vault. It's probably gonna score a little lower than most of the ones we've seen tonight.
Keener awaiting the go-ahead. Here we go.
Put that layout, solid. Nice switch into a tuck 3/4. Split half. Needs a little more extension on that split.
Such a difficult jump to do facing that way on the beam.
Cat lead into a front toss over, right into a beat jump, a triple connection. Got through the dreaded full turn. Setting up for a dismount, gainer full, drop landing. There we go. 2 really solid beam routines in a row. The Laurens starting us off.
That was Lauren Keener. Grace Valancourt will be next, but one more look at the dismount for Keener.
Chest was up, great stuff landing.
Over to bars with Eastern Michigan.
And Lauren Bolin went 9.75 on beam. I feel like that's a little low. I haven't seen other beam scores tonight, so I don't know what to compare to, but.
A little bit of form breaks on that connection.
Similar connection to what Cammie did with the bent elbows after the overshoot. And double front dismount, step on the landing. That dismount always scares me. Not a fan of that one.
I think with Eastern Michigan, they have the difficulty, and the routines are there. It's just cleaning everything up, making sure your legs are together, knees are straight, toes pointed. All of those little deductions add up in the end. So I think for them, they just need to tighten everything up a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of a standstill here. Head over back to vault.
Wow. So round off, half on, front tuck off. Got great repulsion off of the table. Landing, didn't rotate very quickly though. Landed really low, big step. Unique vault though. Standing front into a beat jump. Little low on that landing, but I mean, I don't know how you do a standing. I could barely do a standing front on a trampoline. Oh no, and that was supposed to be her series. Something was a little off, so she's covering into the layout. Very nice, little bobble there. I don't really see that being much of a deduction unless her beam routine goes over time. Switch, switch, clean. Full turn. And cartwheel pull off, beautiful. So she did have what you would technically call a mistake in that routine, but I don't know if that's really a deduction. She did a flip-flop, she covered out of it, then she did her series. I can't see why that would be a deduction. Zoe, any thoughts on that?
I personally don't think it would be a deduction. As long as you don't do 3 of the same skill, then you're fine. So she only did 2 back handsprings. So the only deduction I could see coming from that is maybe the small wobble that she had with the first back handspring. But other than that, there's really nothing they can take.
And I love to see that. Solid routine after that mistake.
She fought through it.
It was, if you didn't know her routine, you wouldn't necessarily know that was a mistake. And that's awesome gymnastics right there.
There's stallings for Temple on the floor.
Big double pike, nice landing. Fun routine. We were watching Temple warm up on floor. They have some big tumbling. Back over to bars for Eastern Michigan. Tkachev. I feel like we don't see that much anymore.
It used to be such a popular release move.
Ooh, really peeled off early on that double layout, but still managed to get it around. Big step on the landing. But stayed on her feet, so.
Jenna Weeks on the beam for the Tigers.
Great connection. That is such a difficult series, and Jenna does it like it's no problem at all. Going into her series, front aerial right into a flip-flop. Solid. Into her dismount. Stuck landing. Wow.
Great routine.
I have loved Jenna since day one. There is just something about her gymnastics. It's this, I think I've said it before, it's this quiet confidence. It's kind of like you don't know she's there, but then she makes her mark. Like I'm here, check me out. She's so consistent, confident, great cheerleader for the team. You always see her excited, cheering everyone on, and she does some great gymnastics. Difficult, unique. I just love watching her.
Clara Hong is next up for the Tigers on the beam. Tori Edwards is next for Temple on the floor. 9.725 for Valencourt a little while ago. Look at Edwards. He's set to go.
I really love Temple's choreography too.
Yeah. Starts with a front double full. Little stumble out of it. Super powerful though. This choreography is just beautiful. Zoe, you and I were talking earlier about how important the performance part of the floor routine is to draw in the crowd, to draw in your team, have that energy, make sure the music and the choreography matches the gymnast's personality, which it clearly does here perfectly.
You gotta have fun with it.
Yeah.
You can have the great tumbling, but if you don't have great dance with it,
yeah, right.
Clara Hong is set to go.
Nice extension on that scale there. Goes into her series, which is very unique. Aerial, aerial. Beautiful extension on those jumps. And here's, like you were saying earlier, Zoe, just how calm she moves with just such purpose. Another beautiful dance series there.
just to have that composure as a freshman too.
Oh, beautiful dismount. There's a smile, though. I'm not even sure we always see her smile. She's just kind of like, yeah, I did what I was supposed to do.
She's so locked in all the time.
Yeah.
So that was Clara Hong. One more look at the dismount.
I like her little shuffle to, she was sort of losing that stick, so she said, I'll fix that. I'll just address the judges. I'm good.
It looks like Jenna got a 9.825. However, one judge gave her a 9.9 start value.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure why. but the other judge gave her the 10-0 start value, and head coach Jay Ramirez quickly filled out that inquiry form.
I hope so.
So that score should be fixed, hopefully.
I have to say, I feel like tonight's beam, now I'm watching it here in person versus on TV from Wednesday, but it's actually looking a little bit better to me tonight, but the scores aren't reflecting it. And that is, unfortunately, different judges are going to judge things differently.
Sure.
You're going to get judges that are a little more lenient. You're going to get judges that are super strict. And, but the girls should not take that away from the performance they're doing tonight, because I think actually tonight, they are slightly better.
Faith Leary and Emerson Hurst actually is set to go and wrap things up for beam for the Tigers, but this is Faith Leary.
Starts with a front layout to a front Rudy. I will have to say she's going to get away with this, but she stepped out of bounds before that pass, but there's no judge over here that I think could see it. And you know what? She's a fifth year, so we're going to give her that. We can give her a little leeway. Emerson showing off her beautiful flexibility. Flip-flop layout, gorgeous. Lovely switch, difficult combination, gets her bonus points. Front aerial right into her split zone, gorgeous.
Gotta find that landing.
Oh! All right, so this is going to be a test to see how these judges are judging tonight. There was not a deduction there, so if that is not a 9-9 or higher, we don't want these judges back.
We got some 10 chants behind us. Petticelli up in the stands flashing 10.
And Emerson started off the season a little shaky. But on Wednesday, she found her groove, and I think we're going to be good for the rest of this season with that. And by shaky, I mean she was only getting 9/8.
Oh.
All
I
right,
think we had one get a 10, and the other a 9.85 for Hurst.
Front Rudy into a layout step out for Temple on floor.
Now, I'm not a judge, but this is where I get frustrated.
Yeah.
You're telling me one judge is saying you're perfect, and the other one found a 10th and a half. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that one.
There was no deduction there.
Maybe that's why I shouldn't be a judge.
All I can say is,
Or maybe
and I
you
need
should.
to maybe check beam scores for the other teams that have gone on beam already tonight. If it's consistent, I'll at least accept it. I'm not happy about it. What I really get frustrated with is when you see teams going up, doing good routines, going high, and then we'll go up and do perfect routines and score lower. That's when I get frustrated.
And we had some of that a couple years ago with Maryland here.
Yeah.
This is Makasu.
Beautiful Inodi, difficult skill.
Temple now asking for 10s for Donabedian.
Solid series.
And this is an exhibition routine, I believe.
It is,
so this will
correct.
not count towards the team total.
But she was in the lineup at the beginning of the year prior to her having this little nagging injury. She is gorgeous on beam. So this is a great way for her to just get a little more practice in, be ready to go back in that lineup if she's needed.
Oh, beautiful.
Definitely.
And Hong got a 9.825. I don't think we picked that one up earlier.
So beam tonight, they performed actually better, which is hard to believe because on Wednesday they were practically perfect. But Lauren hit tonight, first routine out. She had a couple bobbles on Wednesday. And I don't know where these judges were finding some of these deductions, especially
On Emerson.
on Emerson's.
But I think what's so great about it is it proves that Wednesday night was not a fluke.
No.
If you can do that with a 48-hour time difference and go, it was not a breaking record beam rotation, but they were consistent and they showed up and they still did their job after having essentially 1 day's rest. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I give Emerson a 10 if that means anything.
I do too.
And we're going to step aside here on the Towson Sports Network. Final rotation coming up. Welcome back to the Towson Sports Network. Ben Rosenbaum, Zoe Packard, Tandy Knight. Floor is the final rotation for the Tigers. Temple on the vault, Eastern Michigan on beam, LIU on the bars. And quickly update the scores. Towson still in the lead with a 1-4-7-4, followed by Eastern Michigan with a 1-4-5, 5-2-5, Temple with a 1-4-5-5, LIU with a 1-4-5-0-7-5, and Emerson Hurst on the beam, a 9-9-2-5 her score. One judge giving her the 10. Zoe Packard flashing 10 next to me, still frustrated about it.
Oh, it was a 10. It's coming, though.
This is the challenge of a subjective sport.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the arena saw a 10, and that judge found a 10th.5 of deductions. Not sure where.
Floor lineup for the Tigers. It'll be Bolin, Weeds, Valencourt, Hong, Borkowski, and Amy Stewart. Starting things off for Eastern Michigan on beam is Stuckey. On the vault will be Sarah Stallings for Temple, and Bedminster on the bars for LIU. And there goes Stuckey on the beam.
Starting off with a series. Little just balance check there. Ending on beam in a meet with this much excitement and noise going on in the gym, and maybe not having the best 3 events that you wanted to put out first can be a little challenging. Just really test them out tonight. Nice standing layout step out into a split jump.
Bolin just about set to go.
Setting up for her dismount, aerial into a tuck full, stuck landing. Great lead off on beam for Eastern Michigan.
That was Stuckey. And Lauren Bolin set to go.
Beautiful round off, double back. Now we talked about the fatigue aspect of everything earlier, especially for Towson, this being their 3rd meet.
Yeah.
If it's gonna show anywhere, it's gonna be on floor.
Yeah.
So I think floor is the true test. Really hoping it doesn't show.
I think Coach Jay and Ashley do a great job of conditioning these ladies and spacing that out, knowing that how long the season is. And, you know, like we said on vault, they're not doing their most difficult vaults yet. They're kind of strategically planning things out. But where it will show will be on that last tumbling pass tonight. So let's send them all the energy they need.
And Jay and Ashley's floor cardio conditioning is no joke. I never did floor, and I still had to do that. And let me tell you, it was a workout. Front layout, front full for her final pass. No problems.
I would say no exhaustion there.
Great start for the Tigers.
Lauren Bolin.
Lauren does a great job of setting the tone on a couple of events, being the lead off or earlier on in the lineup. And it's so nice to have that confident person go up, pumps up the rest of the group.
Over to bars with LIU.
Transition from high bar back down to low with a pack salto. Rhythm of this routine's a little off. Should be a little bit smoother. Giant full right into a double tuck, hop on the landing.
Jenna Weeks next to go on the floor, but here's quickly Castrance for Temple on the vault.
Wow, another Yurchenko full. Reminds me of Jenna Weeks' ball. Just kind of feet stuck right to the mat. That will score really well.
And a dismount there for Eastern
Round
Michigan.
1.5, stuck landing
Gregory.
over there.
Like Lauren Bolin went 9-8 on her floor routine.
Great start to floor.
Jenna Weeks.
Jenna's gonna do a front through to a double pike. I really love the energy that Jenna brings to her floor routine.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of sass in there too.
She is sassy. I love that.
Beautiful leap series there. Now this last pass for Jenna has been a little bit of a problem area throughout the entire season. So on Wednesday, she took a rather large step forward, and when you're landing a backward tumbling pass, you really want to show that controlled landing and step backwards. All right, no step that time, but
I guess she was
yeah,
ready to fix that from last week. What a great job.
another great floor routine.
Stuckey got a 9.775 on the beam for Eastern Michigan.
There's a replay of the last pass. I would still like to see her chest up just a little bit more, but
Yeah.
still much better of an improvement.
Yeah. But it was definitely a stick. I'd give her that.
Yes.
Stallings now for Temple on the vault.
Oh, another Yurchenko full, very crooked, which should be a deduction, and a big step, kind of hoppy thing on the landing there. But beautiful in the air, really clean, nice height off the table. It's just the landings.
And if we learned anything from last year with Temple, is they will go back to the gym and fix all those little things,
Oh, yeah.
and they will just keep building.
Grace Valancourt now on the floor for the Tigers.
Setting up for her first pass here. We're round off double back sky high.
The height she gets on that, we tell our camera op she's going to get really high on that first pass.
You ready to pan up, huh?
And I think all of them still aren't aware of how high she's going to get on that first pass.
Beautiful extension in those leaps. Going in for her second pass here. Round off 1.5 to a punch front layout. Beautiful. And she's going to go immediately into her third pass. Some gymnasts love it, some gymnasts don't. Grace seems to like it. And it works well for her, so another great floor routine.
Wheat's got a 9.825, and we'll see what Valancourt scores.
Yeah, her first pass is so high. It
Yeah.
just makes me wonder, like, what else can we do there? Can we add a twist? Can we lay it out? What can we do?
She's got the time. She's got the time
Add
to do
another
something.
flip? Let's do a triple. Why not? It makes me nervous every time because she's so high, but she usually actually is very controlled on her landings. That was actually one of her more uncontrolled landings, which still wasn't that bad. Little deduction for sure, but.
I believe this is an exhibition coming for Temple on the vault. It is Caitlin Gray. Clara Hong will be next on the floor.
And Eastern Michigan is really hitting beam. I'm sure they're super excited about this right now. I know they probably didn't have the meet they wanted. Another Yurchenko full, a little floaty in the air, but not bad. If that's your exhibition, that's a nice one to have in your pocket.
So that wraps up Temple's night. .9825 for Valencourt. And Hong will take to the floor for the Tigers.
Clara's going to do one of the hardest first passes in Towson's floor lineup. She's going to do a front double full, which is an E level pass. Handspring front double full, beautiful. There are very few people who can do that skill so well. A lot of people, you see them crossing their legs in the air, which is a deduction, but her legs are glued together the entire time.
And she kind of floats. I love it.
Setting up for her second tumbling pass. Round off whip half to a front full. Coach Jay Ramirez is very happy with that one.
Thinking, I love watching Jay during the floor routine.
He has the best energy and dance moves too. Oh,
beautiful.
She almost over-rotated that.
Clara Hong.
Wow.
Love it.
The freshman out of Texas.
She's not even phased. The replay of her last pass.
You see her feet kind of got under her a little. She really saved that, actually. She could have sat that down.
Nikki Borkowski, the senior, will be up next. LIU wants a 10 bad on the bars. Not sure if we have a replay of that or not.
Looks like one judge gave us a 9-9 and the other one gave us a 9-8.
995, actually. Well, I'm sorry, I missed that routine too. I was watching floor. It must have been amazing.
Yeah. A 985 for Clara Hong. And here comes Borkowski.
And that last bar routine from LIU went 995. We all missed it. Sorry.
Nikki had a little bit of a rough start at the beginning of the season, but really hit it out of the park on Wednesday.
Let's go, Nikki!
Round off by handspring double tuck. Beautiful, sky high. A little close to the edge there.
She stayed in, so we're good.
Front layout, front full.
Good save on that.
It's a little bit under rotated, but she had that fight and she stayed on her feet. Going in for her last pass here. Gone off back handspring, double pike. A little bit short, her chest was a little low and took the step forward, but still a good start for her.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the routine she probably wanted to do. Definitely deductions on that middle and last pass. You know, it's hard, and she's been dealing with some nagging injuries as well and might not be able to put in as many numbers in the gym. But as we said earlier, this is the sport. We got to figure out how to get through.
Bring up Amy Stewart now to close things out for the Tigers. We will actually also have 2 exhibitions from Towson on the floor from Tisler and Hurst.
Like Nikki went 9.65, so that will be the score that Towson would like to drop.
Here's Amy Stewart.
Front layout to a 1.5. Beautifully controlled on that landing. Sometimes she has a little bit too much power. It could be a little bit of a crazy landing, but not on that one. That was perfect. Beautiful leap. Finishing up here. Front off back handspring, double tuck. Oh, amazing. Her smile is so contagious too, I love it.
Amy Stewart caps things off for the Tigers.
And that's the way you want to wrap that up. She finished that beautifully.
One last look at the final pass from Stewart.
Great height, chest up, stuck landing.
So well done.
Tisler will have an exhibition.
I love the fact that we have 2 exhibitions, and I believe it's 2 floor routines that we have not seen so far. We have lots of cheering. I saw one judge flash a 9.95.
Someone saw the score. We haven't seen it yet. Come on. Oh, my
9.95. What a way to finish off for Tigers.
And before that score goes in, John Stark, while John Stark, SID, and I were talking, Towson at the 1964 mark has already tied the 4th highest score in program history.
Right,
so
and
this
it's going to go up.
It's going to go up.
Because we're replacing a 9.65?
Yeah.
So 3/10. Beautiful first pass.
Unofficially, as it stands now, it is the second highest score in program history. It's been a good week for Towson.
I don't even have words.
I mean, maybe we need to do three meets in a week more often? I don't know what to say.
I want to give Elise her moment, and then we can talk
Right.
about it, because this is a big deal.
And it's a great routine so far. Oh.
This is an exhibition for Towson, for Tisler, and then Emerson Hurst will go as well.
Honestly, though, that's a great routine. Other than that fall, she just lost a little bit of energy. It was a beautiful double pike. Just didn't rotate quick enough. Once she gets that endurance, wow, I mean, that's a 9-8 routine easily.
So Tigers at a 1.967 at the moment. They pass, and again, this is all unofficial at the moment. They will pass the 1.96.625 against the Terps back on March 21st, 2003. And it will now be the second highest score in program history, trailing the 1.968 back from March 10th, 2000.
I'm almost speechless. Like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, 3 meets in 1 week, and you broke a record on Wednesday. You tied a record on vault today, and then you went out and you got the highest score in program history, and you did that with 3 meets in 1 week?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, but we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Ever since head coach Jay Ramirez and assistant coach Ashley Sauer came in, not just the performance has gone up and the scores have gone up, the positivity and just the culture and the attitude. I mean, we've been talking about it ad nauseum tonight. The freshmen don't look like freshmen on this team. They're ready to go, and they're putting up numbers. I mean, what Coach Ramirez has built here is a long time coming, and we're just now seeing what it's going to be in this moment, and we're not even done.
No.
We're still in the middle of the season.
I think what you're seeing is these athletes are buying into what Jay and Ashley are selling. They have, right from the start, I remember Jay telling me, we will go 197 this year. He didn't say we might or we have the potential to. He said, we will.
And they're clawing at it right now. They are.
And they are buying into that. They are recognizing we are good enough to be here. We are good enough to get these scores.
All right, here's Emerson Hurst. It's an exhibition, but she'll close the door here on a historic night for the Tigers.
I love Emerson on floor. I
know, I
want
wish
her
we
in the
could
lineup.
See her.
Front layout to a half.
She was supposed to do, I'm pretty sure, a front pull
Yes.
there. And this is unfortunately one of the reasons why we don't have Emerson in the lineup as much. She's just not as consistent with her tumbling, but her performance value is amazing on floor. She's so fun to watch. Beautiful extension on all of her jumps and leaps. Oh, too much power.
Emerson Hurst.
Okay. But you know what? She can laugh it off.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's just as important.
Yes.
The rest of the team's laughing with her. They've had an amazing week of just record after record after record.
We'll step aside. We're going to gather our thoughts here. As it stands unofficially, the second highest score in program history for the Tigers at a 1.967. They won tonight. That's wrapped up. We'll step aside. We'll come back here with the final results here on the Towson Sports Network. All right, scores going on. We apologize for the delay, though it's not our fault, so not sure why.
Well, we're still sorry.
Yeah, you know what, we're all sorry.
But it'll be worth the wait.
So, starting out, there is a tie on vault for third, I believe. We're going to just, there's a four-way tie for third, so we're just going to go to second place. Vidoff and Wheats, 9.875, they tie for second for Towson. Juliana Rowland with a 9.9 on vault takes first place. Moving to bars, two-way tie for, a tie for third. Steph Makasu and Sarah Giroux, each with a 9.825. In second place is Vidoff with a 9.85, and then for LIU, it was Mara Titasola in first with a 9.95. On beam, a tie for third, Boris and Wheats with a 9.875. In second, Kamadi from Eastern Michigan with a 9.925. And actually, excuse me, it was a tie for first. Kamadi and Hurst each tied with a 9.925. On floor, a three-way tie for third. Faith Leary, Tori Edwards, and Renee Strickman, all from Temple, 9.875. Juliana Rowland with a 9.9 for second place. Amy Stewart with a 9.95 for first place on the floor. Hannah Stallings is your only all-around competitor. She finishes with a 3.835. The team results, Towson will win with a 1.967. It is the second highest score in program history. In second is Temple with a 1.9465. Eastern Michigan in third with a 1.94575. LIU with a 1.9335. Now there's some other housekeeping, some other stats. I'm getting stats from Senior Associate AD Kyle Ray, who is the oversight for gymnastics, and I'm getting tweets tweeted at me. Zoe got tweeted at as well, the same tweet. So we'll start with that one. This is the first time Towson has ever got 4.9 plus on all events in one meet. So thank you to the Twitterverse for that. And then if NQS was today, Towson would be top 20 in the nation. They have raised their NQS score in 1 week by 1.2 points, going from 1.94775 and now a 1.95969.
Wow.
So the Tigers, the momentum train is just churning along here tonight, guys.
Well, and I think Coach Jay just stopped by and said we're the only team in the NCAA that every week has continued to go up. We haven't gone down. I want to see that trend continue. Sure. It's going to be hard to do, but I know they can do it. They did not have a perfect meet tonight. We had a few little mistakes here or there, and in my opinion, some of the beam scores were a little low. So sky's the limit for these ladies.
Zoe, your thoughts?
It's just so exciting to see it come to just like when Jay came in, and I was a part of my 4 years at Towson were not perfect. Everyone knows that. But to see Jay and Ashley come in and just turn the program complete 180, it's so exciting for the team. It's exciting for them. It's exciting for the alumni. It's just amazing. Like I'm almost speechless. I don't even know what to say.
I think when you watch the team, and as we said earlier, the difficulty is there, the consistency is getting there. We're so close to being perfect on that. But it's the energy that I see coming from these girls, the smiles on their faces, the happiness, even when they make mistakes.
Just say Emerson Hurst on the floor exercise.
Right. You know, there isn't any of this just, you know, walking off the floor with your head down or going in a corner and crying. They are a team. They have that chemistry. They are supporting each other. They have figured out the formula, whatever that formula is, and it is working. And I give credit to Jay and Ashley for really changing. It's the attitude. Gymnastics is 90% mental. My former coach used to say that. 10% physical, 90% mental. The physical part they've got down pat, and the mental part they are just on board with. It's so fun to see.
that'll do it for us tonight. The Tigers, again, second highest score in program history, 1967. They defeat Eastern Michigan Temple in LIU, and most importantly, they continue the momentum that they've been building all year. Towson, well-deserved break now.
Yeah.
They won't return to competition until February 13th. That'll be here inside CQ Arena against the University of Pennsylvania at 2 o'clock. If you can't make it out here, we'll have it for you on Towson Sports Network. For everyone here at Towson University and Tandy Knight and Zoe Packard, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. And as always, go Tigers.